Exactly 11 months ago, I was sitting in my corporate office thinking that my marketing master's degree offered me a job security, and then bam, I was laid off unexpectedly. Sad, right? But what if I tell you that being laid off was the best thing that happened to me last year? Here's the crazy part. Today, I run a little freelance business which helps me to pay my bills, which helps me to fund my entire creator journey, and also helps me to feel more confident. And in the next few minutes of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. If you're new here, hi, I'm Twinkle, and today we are talking about freelancing because that's what I've been doing for past 1 year, but without any BS, without any fluff, just real, straight, raw, genuine experiences that I'm about to share with you. Now, time for quick backstory. I did my master's in the UK in marketing and brand management. Then I got a job, and then I was laid off within 2 to 3 months of working in that job. I was sad and I cried a lot. If you are coming here from Instagram, you know it. So let me be transparent. When I got laid off, I had a marketing degree, I had some freelance experience, I had massive self-doubts, I've got bills to pay, and yes, my marriage was coming up. That was lined up too. So after panicking and getting married, I put my head down and I got on to work. I started my freelance journey, and let me run you through it, how I started it, how you can do it too, what does it look like in 2025. So now, let's get into it. What exactly is freelancing? What do you understand from freelancing? Now, freelancing is basically being self-employed, where you provide your services on a project-to-project basis to an employer rather than committing long-term with them as if you would do in a job. Think of it as a gig work but for skilled services. For example, designing, marketing, consulting, writing, you name it. It's like being your own boss because you're not tied to a company. You pick up your projects, you pick up your clients, you pick up your schedule. Sounds amazing, right? But let me be real. It is not as easy as Instagram influencers make it look like. When you are your own boss, yes, you get greater flexibility. However, you may find yourself working longer and harder than you would ever do before, or probably you'd ever do in a job. Which means you have to say goodbye to holidays, to regular schedule, and sometimes weekend. Yes, you may choose who you work with. However, your clients are your worry. So if something goes wrong, it is 100% on you. You have to be at the fault. Yes, freelancing may provide more income than a full-time job, but it also means that if you lose one client or a contract, that money might vanish overnight. You kind of get the gist, right? So before we move ahead, I just want to tell you that don't believe everything you see on the internet, because you have to get your skin in the game to understand how it works. When I started freelancing this year in April, I had 0 clients. 0. But instead of spamming job boards or constantly applying for jobs on Upwork and Fiverr on all these renowned freelance platforms, I did something different. I started building my brand on LinkedIn. I focused on sharing my learnings, creating valuable content, being transparent about my challenges, and being genuinely interested in making new connections rather than just selling out to people. Now, 3 months of doing this consistently helped me to get inbound leads. Not because I was the most skilled person out there, but because I was just trying to authentically build my brand and just share value with my audience without expecting any huge results. I was simply sharing my knowledge and then talking about my services and telling people how they can work with me. Now that I've been doing it for more than 6 months, I still have days of self-doubt and it just creeps in. But just like any other business, I have learned that freelancing is also a game of mindset. You first have to believe that you can do it, and then gradually you have to invest in your skills and invest in your business. So if you want to start freelancing today, here are 3 steps that I would do if I were you. Number 1 is skill assessment. What are you already good at? What do people always ask you for help with? And what can you do for 4 hours without getting bored? For me, for example, that has to be content creation and writing, because I can go on for writing for more than 4 hours, I swear. Step 2, portfolio creation. Now you don't need 50 projects. Start with 2 or 3 solid examples. If you've got no example to show, then probably work with someone for free so that you can get testimonials from them, and then you can put it in your portfolio to show it to other potential clients. Don't just show in the results and the final products. Also show your thought process. How would you approach a client if you were to offer a skill, for example, UI UX design? What is your entire process? How do you communicate it with the client? There are multiple portfolio examples that you can already find if you look for it. I would highly suggest that find a skill, Look for portfolios in that skill and then create one for yourself. Number 3 is platform selection. Where are you going to sell your services? You can choose to sell your services on LinkedIn, for example, which has worked pretty well for me, or you can go on Fiverr, Upwork, or TopTal. You can also find some specialized industry platforms for your unique services if you are in a highly technical field. Fun fact, people also use Instagram to secure high-paying clients. Yep, that is happening. Or you can tap into your existing network. You can reach out to people in your existing network, showcase your portfolio to them, tell them your pricing, have a conversation with them around it, and you never know, you might have your next client on board. A pro tip here is that no matter which platform you're using, I would still suggest that you go and create your account and optimize it for your services on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is genuinely a gold mine. Trust me, my entire business right now and a lot of people that I know are making 6 figures, 7 figures only from LinkedIn. All you have to do is create a killer LinkedIn profile, optimize your portfolio, start engaging with your potential audience and your peers and your network, and don't just post and post on LinkedIn. LinkedIn does not appreciate that. Give at least 30-40 minutes every single day to the platform. Genuinely connect with your connections, because you never know who might need your services in the future. Always have good connections with people. And number 5, rinse and repeat this activity every single day. Alright, let me tell you a little bit about the skills that I am offering right now. There are 2 core skills I focused on in 2024. It was strategy and writing. With my experience in education, I was able to provide personal branding services to my clients. I was able to create personal brand strategies for them and then focus on their content marketing strategy that can help them grow their personal brand. I actually got exposure to freelancing in 2021, so I also had some writing experiences. I had written long form content with some agencies back in 2021, even before when I was moving to the UK. But we are approaching 2025 now, and AI has taken all over the internet. A recent survey by Upwork suggests that AI and tech-related skills are going to dominate the market. For example, AI consulting, machine learning, data analysis. Marketing will still remain in demand with the growing creator economy, brand strategy, social media marketing, etc. However, I personally believe that people who can combine their AI prompting skills with their marketing skills to create marketing strategy efficiently and quickly will be high in demand. But with that, let me share with you a couple of high-paying freelance skills for 2025. The last one has to be my favorite skill. Number 1, AI and machine learning integration. Learning the skill means you're not just using AI, you are strategically helping business implement AI solutions. It may mean like you may know how to create chatbots for businesses so that they can support their customers with their customer service. Something like that. Number 2, cybersecurity consulting. Every business is terrified of getting hacked, and I got to know about this from a fellow creator. When I dug deep into this skill, I understood the potential of this skill for coming years. You have to learn about network security, ethical hacking certifications, risk assessment, and data privacy. Since everything is going digital, we need digital police to keep everything in check, right? Number 3, advanced digital marketing. Now, this isn't just posting on social media. This is a more efficient AI-powered marketing strategy that can help businesses achieve results with advanced analytics. This is something I am interested in as well. For example, right now I'm trying to build a multi-channel marketing strategy for my brand. If it is successful, I might package it up and sell it to other clients as well. Number 4, UI UX design with AI optimization. It is about creating the interfaces which are not just beautiful but are also intelligent. No matter where we go, every business would still need a website. Some would even need an e-commerce store. But since people are moving more towards aesthetically pleasing things, I feel that with AI optimization, UI UX designers can do a brilliant job, and that's why they'll be in demand. For this, you would probably need to understand the customer psychology, AI design tools, Figma, and accessibility standards. And number 5, video content. This has to be my favorite skill that will take over, and trust me, you can learn this skill today and start making money today. Every platform is offering video content right now. So people need video editors who can save them so much time. I searched for a video editor for 3 months, but I couldn't find someone who can deliver a decent value and can commit to their deadlines. The biggest bridge that I feel right now with the video creators is that they never commit to the deadline. Not that I have found someone. If you learn the skill today, as a beginner, you can make 10 to 20,000 INR from one client. But you need to have the understanding of the social media trends, and in my experience, I feel you also need to have the basics of filmmaking right. So if you are someone who can get decent at video editing and can deliver on the time you promise, you will always have work. Take it from me. As I said, if you can just learn one skill and you go ahead with one client in a month, you can easily make 10,000 rupees as a beginner in freelancing. With that being said, I don't think that there is any cap that you can put to your freelancing work. You can scale it, you can outsource it, you can hire a team, and you can build an agency. There are endless opportunities that just opens up if you learn a skill. But then I also understand that a lot of people don't know how to price these skills. So let me break it to you. The pricing is not about you. It is about the value that you're offering to your client for their business or for their brand. But here are a couple of bullet points that I would keep in mind if I were to start from the scratch. Research market rates. If you're a beginner, start slightly under market rate, over deliver consistently, gradually increase the price, always offer your services in packages and not just hourly rates. If you can get these 5 things sorted, you can at least get the ball rolling for your freelance skill. Absolutely. Freelancing can be a full-time career. If you need an example, I'm sitting right here in front of you. 40% of the US workforce is working full-time, and now this trend is moving very fast in India as well. But one thing that I've realized in this journey is that you cannot just treat freelancing as a gig work. You have to treat it like a business if you really want to make consistent income out of it. When you start treating it like a business, you think about diversifying your income sources, you think about how you can scale it, you think about your skill stacking, and a lot more. And let me be honest with you, I built a full-time income source from my freelancing only by inbound leads. And if I were to go out there and start outbound as well, I don't know what would be the cap to it. The whole point is that you have to learn outreach as well. This is something that I realized the hard way, but I'm telling it to you right now that you cannot just rely on inbound leads. Inbound leads are good to have. They just tell you that how your personal brand is growing and how people are perceiving your personal brand. But if you want consistent income, you have to learn outreach too. I'm also learning that it is just like you cannot expect your product business to grow without investing in it. Similarly, you cannot expect your service-based business to grow without investing back into it. And the biggest investment that you can make in your service-based business is to invest in yourself. Now, people have a lot of fears around AI. Let me be honest with you. AI is definitely changing the game. I was reading a report of 2023 wherein people have reported that AI has reduced the content creation workload by 20%. In 2024, the number would have exceeded, and I'm pretty sure it's just gonna exponentially increase in 2025 as well. However, the more AI we are introducing in our day-to-day life, the more people are craving human creativity, human strategy, storytelling, and the personal touch that only a human can bring. Because people are also getting smarter with AI, they can easily identify if something is AI generated or it is human generated. That being said, I know that freelancers who can adapt to AI, who can use AI to make their groundwork easier and can make their work more efficient and quicker are going to thrive over anyone else. We have to remind ourselves that AI cannot replace us. It is a tool that is, yes, reportedly getting smarter than us, which means that we are competing with AI, so we have to stay on the top of that. We have to learn how to use AI to make our job better and easier. In the end, I just want to tell you that freelancing isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a business, and you should treat it like one if you decide to get into it. And here are a couple of investments that I would say that you should make if you are venturing into freelancing. Number 1, invest in continuous learning. Find a skill, continuously develop that skill over time with experience, with education, no matter what it takes. Number 2, personal branding. Build your personal brand. That is a non-negotiable. Like, you have to get out there, you have to start talking about your experiences, you have to start marketing yourself. That's how you will get people to your business, and that's how you will deliver more value. Number 3, build genuine relationships. There are a lot of freelancers that I get onto the call with, and I provide all of my consultation services to them for free because I know that they are people who are good to have in network, and I don't always try to put like a money tag on every single thing. It is not a cutthroat competition. We can all grow together. So please focus on building genuine relationships with other people. Then also please focus on your mental health because it can really get distorted. Freelancing is a lonely path. You do not have a team. You do not have anybody else to blame. You do not have anybody else to take responsibility. You are your own boss, so you have to treat yourself like an employee, but you also have to treat yourself like a boss or a leader. And that can probably take a toll on your mental health sometimes, but you have to be tough over here if you want to ace in this game. So in the end, Is making money from home possible? Absolutely. You can start freelancing, you can learn a skill, you can sell that skill, and eventually you can make money from it. Freelancing is here to stay and it is constantly evolving with time, so you also have to evolve with it if you want to still stay relevant into the game. One thing I can say for sure is the sooner you start, the better you get quickly. And if you found this video helpful, I hope you will like this video and subscribe to my channel for my upcoming videos. And I'm pretty sure this video would have stirred a lot of questions in you, so feel free to drop these questions here. So I hope you learn a skill and you make the most out of 2025. I will see you in the next video. Bye.